Of GDPR, it's all about knowing your subject because we are data subjects. So in here we've heard about the right to be forgotten, the single subject view, this area about accurate and complete data, and in the middle here, you can't quite see on this slide, but that's actually consent, and we'll talk about consent in a moment. All right, so the way I see it is that we've got this kind of single subject view, single customer view problem in our businesses, and we've got to unravel this ball of pain, this ball of grief, this fur ball if you want to call it. And to do so, we recommend that you could use the trusted old 5 W's and 1 H, i.e. why, who, what, where, when, and how. So why do we collect the data? Who needs the data? What will we do with it? Where does it flow? When is it to be deleted? These are just, some of the questions we should ask and identify the way in which our information supply chain happens. So we utilize a model, you can see on the screen here, that we try to identify, as Deneen indicated at the start of the process, where are your inputs, where are your outputs, what's happening to them along the way. So it's really finding the ends of our ball of string so that we can deal with our GDPR challenges. Now to do that, we would utilize our technology called appRules. This is a low-code solution. It's cloud or on-premise. Data, according to GDPR, it can be encrypted during data transfer. It can manage your data retention policies. It does validity assessment. We can manage consent requests. You can identify personally identifiable data within your databases, or your single record view, master record view, can be dealing with change logs perhaps, and of course enriching your data. So this is going to help us by connecting to over 80 data sources, including CRMs, marketing, ERP, SharePoint, etc., to help with our GDPR compliance. So rattling along here, we've got this unraveling of the process that we talked about before. We might have some data source or sources over here on the left, which could be databases, could be cloud, could be file-based, and we're going to send them, perhaps in this scenario, along to our CRM system. But we need that data to be fit for use. It's got to be of high quality. So it needs to be of the right format. It needs to be validated, i.e. using rules. We need to be able to parse that data to be able to split it up. We need to be able to verify against web services potentially or reference data. We need to be able to authenticate it. Now, one of the things that we can provide here is a consent management service so that every time you make a request to that consent service to confirm that the subject that you are going to market to has given you consent for that particular purpose. And as we've heard, there is not just one Boolean yes, no. There are multiple scenarios where you might get consent from somebody, and that needs to be managed. Okay, so what else do? We're going to enhance the data so we can enrich it as appropriate and subject to their approval, of course. We can suppress records because people do die, they move, they change address. We need business rules that are going to help us with this automation. We need to match records so that we get a single subject view. We need to make decisions about where this data is going, when it goes there, how it goes there, why it goes there, etc. And that gives us our single record view. And ultimately, our master record management if we're looking across multiple systems. So that's going to give us our golden record. And our golden record is going to be achieved using some technologies, one being appRules, which has got the 80+ connectors, and another one which we call Perfecta Merge that integrates into a CRM.